What if everything you thought about Western military supremacy just got shattered by a single Russian video? Imagine this. Russian forces have captured a British Storm Shadow missile, almost completely undamaged. Not only that, but they have fully dissected its most secret inner workings and revealed every detail to the world. Overnight, what was once the pride of British engineering has become an open book for all to see. This is more than just a battlefield trophy. The Storm Shadow was believed to be one of the West's most advanced and invincible weapons, designed for precise, devastating strikes at long range. But now, its technology, algorithms, and components are in the hands of Russian engineers, exposed in high-definition footage for anyone to analyze. The reaction in London has been pure panic. British officials are scrambling to explain how their highly guarded missile ended up in enemy hands, with its secrets laid bare. Across NATO, deep concern is spreading, as leaders realize that the technological edge they've invested billions in might be lost in a moment. This isn't just about hardware. It's about the credibility and security of entire nations. If this story is true, the consequences could be massive. NATO may have just lost its most important technological advantage, billions in defense investments are at risk, and the safety of member countries could be compromised. What began as a single missile strike has turned into a global wake-up call. Let's uncover how a single missile turned from a Western symbol of power into a global game-changer. To understand just how this happened, we need to look at the moment Russia got its hands on the Storm Shadow, and what secrets they found inside. Storm Shadow was supposed to be Britain's crown jewel, so how did Russia get its hands on it? For years, the Storm Shadow missile stood as one of the most advanced and expensive pieces of technology in the British arsenal. Developed over decades, its very purpose was to strike fortified targets with surgical precision, far beyond the reach of traditional artillery or bombs. Storm Shadow's reputation was built on more than just raw firepower. Its stealth design, intelligent navigation systems, and ability to fly low and hug the terrain made it almost mythical. Western military experts hailed it as untouchable, a weapon that Russia, and even the most sophisticated air defenses, were believed to be powerless to stop. When Britain decided to send Storm Shadows to Ukraine, it was seen as a game-changing move. The West was confident. Here was proof of NATO's technological edge, deployed on the battlefield. Every missile fired was supposed to be a display of mastery, proof that Western innovation could not be matched or intercepted. That's why the news of Russia capturing a nearly intact Storm Shadow hit like a thunderclap. For the first time, the myth of Western invulnerability was shattered. If Russia can seize, study, and possibly even copy or counter such a prized weapon, what does that mean for the rest of NATO's arsenal? The stakes could not be higher. Billions of dollars and the credibility of Western military power now hang in the balance. If the Storm Shadow can fall, is any Western weapon truly safe from interception, exposure, or reverse engineering? But how did the impossible happen? And what did Russia really gain? To truly grasp the magnitude of this event, we need to look closely at how the Storm Shadow ended up in Russian hands, and what was uncovered inside its black shell. The world held its breath as Russia pried open the secrets of a Western missile, live, in high definition, for everyone to see. Against all odds, a British Storm Shadow missile landed almost intact on Russian soil. Its guidance and control systems were left largely preserved, turning the wreckage into a treasure trove for engineers and military analysts alike. Russian specialists wasted no time. With utmost care, they transported the missile to a secure facility, where teams set about methodically disassembling it. Cameras captured every step as the missile's shell was opened and its most confidential components laid bare. Soon, public images and videos began circulating online. Anyone could see detailed close-ups of the missile's processors, navigation units, and sophisticated sensors, technology that had once been shrouded in secrecy. Even the intricate wiring and circuit boards were exposed, their labels clear for all to scrutinize. The reaction in the West was immediate. Experts and journalists recognized the gravity of this breach. This wasn't just a lost missile. It was a lost advantage. a window straight into the heart of NATO's advanced weaponry. The implications were enormous. By gaining access to the Storm Shadow's algorithms and design principles, Russia could now work to neutralize, replicate, or even improve upon Western missile technology. Decades of development and billions of dollars in defense research were suddenly at risk. For NATO, this was a devastating blow. The aura of technological invulnerability was shattered. Military planners were forced to rethink their strategies, and doubts rippled through the alliance about the safety and secrecy of their most prized creations. With these blueprints in hand, Russia holds more than just a trophy. They now possess the means to defend against, counter, or upgrade upon what was once considered the cutting edge of Western warfare. But the impact of this single event ripples far beyond a lone missile. What does this dramatic breach mean for the future of warfare, and how will it reshape the global balance of power? A single demonstration sent shockwaves through capitals, boardrooms, and battlefields alike. When Russia unveiled the innards of a nearly pristine British Storm Shadow missile, the reverberations were immediate and global. In London, both government officials and defense industry leaders reacted with alarm. The sudden exposure of military secrets led to uncertainty, and company stocks tumbled as investors questioned the future of British arms technology. For the defense establishment, decades of confidence were shaken in a single moment. Across NATO, anxiety spread. If one of the alliance's most advanced missiles could be captured and dissected, what did that mean for other high-tech weapons supplied to Ukraine? Many began to worry that their own prize systems might be next in line to be reverse-engineered or exposed. The contrast in reactions was stark. While Western governments scrambled for explanations and reassurances, Russia projected calm control. Their silent public display of the Storm Shadow's secrets marked not just a technical coup, but a psychological offensive, signaling a shift in the nature of information warfare. Observers from Beijing to New Delhi watched closely. The myth of Western technological invulnerability took a heavy blow. Suddenly, the world saw that even the most sophisticated NATO equipment could be caught, studied, and possibly copied or countered. That realization triggered doubts about the wisdom and safety of continuing to deliver top-tier Western arms to Ukraine. With every shipment, the risk grows that sensitive technology might end up in adversaries' hands, eroding what was once considered an unbreakable edge. The stakes could hardly be higher. Trust among allies, confidence in markets, and Western strategic deterrence are all on the line. The fallout from a single missile may cost billions in lost investments, damage reputations, and fundamentally reshape how nations view security and cooperation. So, what fundamental lessons can militaries and ordinary citizens draw from this dramatic turning point? Let's examine the new realities reshaping the global arms game. The true battlefield may be in the lab, not just on the front lines. This story teaches us that technological myths can collapse overnight, the moment secrets leave the shadows and enter the public eye. For years, the Storm Shadow missile was a symbol of Western invincibility. Now, with its inner workings revealed, that aura has vanished, proving that no technology is beyond the reach of determined adversaries. Reverse engineering and information operations can be as decisive as missiles and tanks. The real fight is not just about outgunning the enemy, but outsmarting them, turning their prestige weapons into open books. In this era, knowledge can be weaponized faster than steel. Nations must urgently rethink how they protect innovation and prevent leaks. The lesson is clear. Once a breakthrough leaves the lab, it risks becoming public property. Security is no longer just about secrecy. It's about how quickly you can adapt when secrets spill. This episode underlines the need for humility, resilience, and adaptability in global defense planning. No system is invulnerable, and pride can blind even the most advanced militaries to their weaknesses. Flexibility and the ability to learn from setbacks are now just as valuable as high-tech arsenals. For ordinary people, there's a deeper takeaway. We must learn to question official narratives, because hype often hides fragility. The real power lies not in what's marketed, but in what's understood, and in the ability to turn information into an advantage. Policymakers, investors, and citizens alike cannot afford to ignore these lessons. The risks are enormous: wasted billions, shattered alliances, and shaken trust. Only by recognizing the true power of engineering and information can we avoid repeating the same costly mistakes. With the illusion of technological invulnerability broken, how will global powers adapt? And what comes next for the future of military innovation? Yesterday's legends are today's liabilities. What will you believe next time you see a wonder weapon? The world has just witnessed the curtain pulled back on the myth of Western technological invincibility, as Russia publicly dismantled a nearly untouched British Storm Shadow missile, broadcasting its secrets to the globe. For decades, Western military dominance rested on the idea that its engineering marvels were untouchable, shrouded in secrecy, impervious to imitation, and unbeatable on the battlefield. Yet, in a single, highly public moment, that illusion was shattered. The very hardware once meant to tip the balance of power has become a trove of vulnerabilities, an open book for adversaries to read, exploit, and even turn against its creators. This is more than a technical embarrassment. It is a seismic shift in how power is wielded and lost. In today's conflicts, the ability to extract, analyze, and weaponize information can undermine even the most advanced arsenals. Engineering prowess is no longer about building the most expensive missile, but about learning from, sometimes even hijacking, the strengths of an enemy. For everyone watching, taxpayers, investors, citizens, the stakes could not be higher. Billions are spent on defense, alliances are built on trust, and international prestige hangs by a thread. When a single captured missile can undermine a nation's security doctrine, it's a warning. The ground beneath our military and political assumptions is shifting. Miss the signal and risk being blindsided by the next global shift. In this new era, the legends you trust today may be the liabilities that haunt you tomorrow.